If I woke up tomorrow and somehow found myself 25 pounds overweight, no panic, no detox, no fucking lemon green tea, absolutely no starvation diet. I'd follow a simple plan, which I've used before with me and many of my other clients who have absolutely smashed fat loss, but most importantly, kept it off. Here's exactly what I'd do. I wouldn't waste time looking for excuses. I wouldn't blame genetics, age, metabolism, or hormones. I'd accept reality. I'm 25 pounds overweight and these 25 pounds need to come off. Now let's fix it. The faster you accept reality, the faster you can change it. The first step as a coach, I always reframe the mind. Step number one, I would always take photos. Most people avoid photos. You're not going to have to put them as your LinkedIn profile photo. You just need simple ones to keep in your camera roll. Front, back, and sides. Relaxed. Now these become my baseline because motivation will fade. Absolutely no journey is sunshine and rainbows where evidence does not fade. Step two, I would get myself a weighing scales. Now you don't even need to focus on getting all of these fancy BMI readers and body fat scales because honestly, most of them don't even work. Like if it tells you 30% body fat, I can promise you're probably 40 or you could be 20%. You don't know. It literally cannot read your body fat accurately by just getting you to hold something or standing on a scale. So once you have a scale, I would weigh myself daily and I would keep note of it. Literally just open up the notes section on your phone and jot it in daily. Every morning, same conditions, same time, just wake up, go to the bathroom and stand on the scales every morning. Make it a habit. And if you have to, set an alarm. Remind yourself to do so. Force yourself into that routine. And as much as you're going to stand on the scales and say, oh my God, why do I do this daily? This is a terrible idea. You need to detach yourself from the weight on the scales. And I'll tell you the real reason why. Because instead of weighing yourself Monday versus week 2 Monday versus week 3 Monday, anything could happen on that Saturday or Sunday, or even the days leading up to that. You could sleep bad. You could have a high stress work day. Something may pop up and you might have a work dinner with a client. You might have to consume one alcoholic beverage. And all of these things will affect your weight. And before you instantly say, oh shit, I've went up a pound, this diet isn't working, throw it all away, give me the cookies, everything, nom 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 nom. You're just gonna take a minute to relax and understand literally anything can affect your weight. I mean, if I just pick my nose and chew it right now, it's going to put your weight up. But literally anything will affect it. So this is why we weigh daily. Because when you get your total numbers over a weekly period, and then once you divide it by 7, you get your week 1 average number. And then no panic, you don't do nothing with this number because nothing happens good in a week. So just forget about it. You're not going to go comparing that to nothing. Don't do any mathematics. Week number 2 goes by, you complete your entire week 2. Now you've got 14 days of weigh-ins. Now you're going to take your second 7 days, divide that by 7, and then you get your week 2 average. Compare these two averages and you should see a trend in the scale, obviously going down. If you don't, I would always personally recommend doing a third week just to be sure, because anything could be happening, especially if you haven't dieted in a while or trained consistently. Because if you haven't been training consistently, your muscles are naturally going to hold more water because they're fatigued and they need more water and energy to recover. So this is normal. But if it's not moving down after 3 weeks, you need to change your calories. So that is the topic for next one. A quick rule of thumb that I like to give, and emphasis on the word quick. Take your current body weight in pounds. Let's just say it's 250 pounds. You want to multiply your total weight in pounds by 12. That's your total daily calories that you're going to trial. It does not mean it's correct, but it certainly means you can trial it and have some form of baseline. So if you're 250 pounds, when you multiply that by 12, you're going to be at 3,000 calories a day. Now, I would recommend going into a deficit of 500 calories. Nothing extreme. So that means if you're 250 pounds, you should be eating 2,500 calories per day. Now, there is ways where you can do a more specific way of calculating what calories you should be eating, but I would be here for hours. By the way, if you ever wanted to be one-to-one coached by a professional like me, then I'll leave a link in the description where you can book a free consult. But anyway, now that you've got your baseline calories, you should be able to burn 1 to 2 pounds of fat per week. So let's just say the average is 1.5 pounds a week you lose. That's 25 pounds across 4 months. That's actually pretty quick. Step number 4 is you're gonna need to hit protein every day. No excuses. By now, if you've subscribed to the channel, you already know the importance of protein by now. 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Now, within reason, if you're 250 pounds plus, you do not need to do 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Remove all of that. You need to be consuming anywhere between 0.8 and 1 gram of protein per pound of your goal body weight. So if you're 250 pounds, but you want to reach 200, then you're going to be eating 200 grams of protein per day. Well, between 180 and 200 grams. Protein becomes the foundation hydration because it's gonna be the macronutrient that keeps you full for longer. When the more full you are, the less you want to binge eat. Now, from a training perspective, I'd personally lift 4 times per week minimum, and I would train a split: day 1 upper body, day 2 lower body, day 3 rest day 4 upper body, lower body. That means you train each and every muscle group twice per week, which gives you the reason to sustain muscle. It's simple, it's effective. You want to track the weights that you lift and aim to progress this week in, week out, because you can absolutely build good quality muscle whilst losing fat. You're probably thinking, where's the magical cardio? Brings me on to step number 6. You want to hit a step goal, 10,000 steps every single day. This would be mandatory, not because walking is magical, because it's sustainable for everybody. Over 4 months, those steps add up massively, and I would choose my client doing 10,000 steps every single day consistently rather than anybody doing 90 minutes of HIIT workouts 2 or maybe 3 times per week. Step number 7, you want to remove liquid calories. That's one of the easiest wins. No sugary liquid consumption. Random calories for drinks is pointless. You don't even get fulfilled. The only thing that I'll make an exception of is coffee. If you want a cappuccino, just use low-fat milk or almond milk and use 2 sweeteners as opposed to sugar. Or if you can, just do black coffee. That's enough of your caramel frappes or whatever the fuck they're called. They've got like 700 calories per drink. So simply just consume water, your low-calorie coffees, and things like Pepsi Zero, Coke Zero, Sprite Zero. These are all perfectly fine and actually a beneficial tool to curb cravings. Step number 8, you want to build a boring breakfast. People fail because every single day requires new decisions. It's something called decision fatigue, and we want to remove that. I'd create one breakfast and I'd just eat it daily. For an example, eggs, Greek yogurt, fruit, done. Decision removed. Now, if you do want more customization, then you're going to need a coach to be able to help you with that. Step number 9, expect plateaus. That is important at some point. The weight won't move. That's normal. I wouldn't panic. I'd stay consistent because most plateaus will break themselves. But I cannot promise you that because some plateaus happen as your body weight changes. So I'm going to assume that the plateau you hit is because your metabolic rate has shifted because of the weight you have lost. In that case, you want to decrease your calories 1 to 200. But there could be so many other reasons for plateaus, so don't hold me to that. So that's it. No magic, no fat loss pills, and certainly no magic overnight fat loss fucking challenge. If you want long-lasting results, then you're talking to the right person, because I could care less if you lose 25 pounds in 4 weeks if you're 30 pounds heavier 4 weeks after that. So if you want to sustain your results and get awesome fitness content like this in the daily, then it really shouldn't be only 15% of people watching this video subscribe to the channel. So you should drop the page of subscribe up here or watch this piece of content which I'd recommend you watch next. That being said, I'll see you all in the next one.